Have you ever really stopped to think about what happens in those few seconds right after you click Buy online? I mean, it's way more than just a confirmation email popping up. That click is actually the starting pistol for a massive journey that turns your simple action into actual cash for the company. So let's break down that journey step by step.
We've all been there, right? You find something you love, you add it to your cart, click checkout, and then you start that eager wait for the package to arrive. But that one little click, it sets off this surprisingly complex, super coordinated dance behind the scenes.
And that dance has a name. It's called the order-to-cash process. And trust me, it's not just some boring business term. It's the absolute mission-critical operation that keeps a company alive. Think of it like the engine. If it's not running smoothly, the whole business just stalls. To really see how this all works, let's meet our team for today. First up, you've got Sally in sales. She's the one who gets your order. Then there's Mark, our guy in the warehouse, who actually ships your stuff. And finally, Felix in billing, who makes sure the invoice goes out. Every single one of them is a crucial link in this chain. You know, every race needs a starting gun. And in this whole order-to-cash process, that gun is the sales order. This one single document is what gets everything moving. So the second you place your order, Sally creates what's called a sales order. It's kind of like the master blueprint for your purchase. It has all the details needed to get your order right, but most importantly, it acts like a traffic cop, directing your order down one of two very different paths. Okay, so think of it like a fork in the road. An order can go one of two ways. If you bought a physical product, something you can actually hold, it goes down the delivery-related path, which means shipping is involved. But if it's a service, it takes a shortcut, the order-related route. The cool thing is, both paths have the exact same goal, a happy customer and a paid invoice. All right, let's follow path one first. This is the journey of a physical product, something you can actually unbox. In business terms, this is called material in stock. The perfect example, a shiny new bike just sitting in a warehouse, all ready to be picked, packed, and shipped out the moment your order hits the system. So here's how that bike gets from the warehouse to your front door. Sally creates the sales order. That zips over to Mark in shipping. Now, once Mark ships it out, he logs something called a goods issue. That's just a formal way of saying the bike has officially left the building. And that is the key handoff. The goods issue is the green light for Felix over in billing to finally send you the invoice. But hey, not everything comes in a box, right? What happens if you're buying a service? Well, that's where path 2 comes in, and it's a much more direct route to getting paid. This is what we call a service product. So imagine buying a consulting session or maybe a repair service for that new bike. There's nothing to actually ship, so we can totally bypass the warehouse. Sorry, Mark, you get to sit this one out. The service is delivered directly to the customer. Now, this process is incredibly efficient. Look at this, it's just 2 steps. Sally creates the sales order, and that action alone is the trigger for the billing process. The request goes straight from Sally to Felix. It's a direct line from the sale right to the invoice. Simple as that. Okay, so we've got 2 very clear paths. But what happens when a customer wants to do both at the same time? What if you buy a product and a service in the very same order? This is where the system's intelligence really shines. Let's say you buy that bike, and you also buy a repair service plan at the same time. The system is smart enough to split the order internally. The bike gets sent down the product path to Mark for shipping, while the service plan takes that direct route straight to Felix for billing. So you've got 2 items, 2 separate journeys, all happening within one single order. So we've walked through the how, which is pretty cool. But now let's talk about the why. Why is it so absolutely critical for a business to get this process right? Well, as our source material puts it, the steps in this process depend on each other. And that really hits the nail on the head. Think of it like a line of dominoes. If Mark is a day late shipping something, Felix can't send the invoice. If Sally makes a tiny mistake on the order, it can throw the entire flow off. Every single step is connected. But when this chain is strong and everything is running smoothly, the benefits are huge. A streamlined process means the company gets paid faster, which is the lifeblood of any business. It also means you get your stuff on time, which makes for happy customers who are way more likely to come back. And in the end, that's what it's all about, building a healthy, growing business. So, the next time you click that buy button, you'll know about the incredible journey you've just kicked off. It's a journey that can literally make or break a company. So, I'll leave you with this question. If a business's health really depends on its cash flow, how efficient do you think the journey is for your favorite brands? Makes you think, right?
All right, today we're going to break down one of the